the closer we get to Halloween, the darker my lipstick is gonna get, until it's finally that glorious time of year where I can break out my matte gray lipstick and only get a little bit judged for it instead of super duper judged for it. What's up, guys? It's V Renee. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It is the middle of September. It means October's coming in like less than 2 weeks. And it means that for me, Halloween comes in less than 2 weeks. Actually, if we're being honest, Halloween already started. I already decorated my house. I waited as long as I could. I'm wearing a polka dot shirt with skulls on it. It's time, okay? It's time for my favorite time of year, which is Halloween. I am so excited, if you couldn't tell. And so today's video, I wanted to talk about my Halloween TBR list. If you don't know, TBR stands for To Be Read list. Every year, not only do I do a massive horror, scary movie marathon, starting in August, I also start reading lots of scary, spooky stories. I just get really inspired around October to read spooky, scary stories, even though I read them all year long. I'm gonna give you a list of the ones that I plan to read to get into the Halloween spirit. Also, stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm gonna give you my very own spooky, scary recommendations of books to read during the spooky, scary season, and you're not gonna wanna miss that. Book number 1 on my Halloween season TBR is Thomas Harris's The Silence of the Lambs. We all know what The Silence of the Lambs is. It's the quintessential perfect movie, the 1991 thriller starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. And again, it is a quintessential perfect movie. Silence of the Lambs is based on the second book in Thomas Harris's Hannibal Lecter series, the first being Red Dragon. And you know, they say the book is better than the movie usually, and so if it's a perfect movie, it's gotta be the best damn book of all time. And it's a perfect story to get you into that real life scary, not paranormal, not supernatural, just like fucked up people doing fucked up things. I'm excited. Number 2 on my Halloween TBR is The Women in the Walls by Amy Lukavics. I have had this book on my TBR for a while. It follows a young girl named Lucy, whose aunt and mother figure dies in the woods surrounding their Victorian style mansion, and her cousin Margaret, who lives with her, starts to hear her mother's voice in the walls of the attic. Major the Changeling meets We Have Always Lived in the Castle vibes from the summary of this book on Goodreads. It's a woman author. I love to show love to my fellow female authors whenever I can. The next thing on my Halloween TBR is the Oxford Book of Victorian Ghost Stories. This is that time of year where I find short story collections the most engaging, the most exciting, and I find myself reaching for them all the time. I've actually, in my recommendations I'm gonna talk about a little bit later, are 2 collections of short stories that I read around this time a couple years back that I love. And this is the one this year that I am gonna dive into. I heard it's like essential goth reading. And finally on my Halloween TBR is Carrie by Stephen King. I reread this book every single October. I literally, as I was writing the script for this movie, for this video, was watching the movie adaptation from the 70s. It's not inherently spooky or scary or Halloween-y. It's a quick read, which sounds like a lie since it's Stephen King, but it is one of his shorter books, so you could probably knock it out in a nice chilly fall afternoon, you know, with a big sweater and a mug of coffee. Unless you live in Florida like me, we don't get that. It's 97 degrees outside. I will never wear a sweater again. And now to get into the reason that you're probably here, this spooky scary bitch is gonna give you her spooky scary Halloween book recommendations. Can you guess what my first recommendation is going to be? Have you ever watched a video of mine or read a blog of mine or seen an Instagram post or ever known me to not recommend Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House? You had to know it was coming. You had to know it was coming. I will never stop recommending this book to everyone and their mother. If you want a nice creepy deep dive into the paranormal with well-rounded female characters and unreliable narrators, read this book. Change your whole life. I don't know. Also one you could probably do in an afternoon. It's about 175 pages. So yeah, crank it out in an afternoon. Join the club. The next one I'm gonna recommend is Skin and Other Stories by Roald Dahl. This is one of the short story collections I was talking about that I read around this time of year a couple of years ago, and it is real good. There are some wild stories in this one, all short, all creepy, all very different, and I would say perfect for kids. If you think scary stories to tell in the dark, if that traumatized you as a child and you're looking for a way to traumatize your children, this is that minus the illustrations. So I definitely recommend this one. You know, Roald Dahl, Matilda, James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We know Roald Dahl is that bitch. So pick it up. The next recommendation that I have is another collection of short stories. This is Slasher Girls and Monster Boys. There are a lot of really popular authors in here. If you like fairy tale retellings, this is the collection of short stories for you. If you're like me and you come up with entire plot points based off single lines of songs, this book is also for you. They're not all winners, I will say, but there are enough winners to make it worth your while. A powerhouse anthology featuring some of the best thriller and horror writers around. I would have to agree. My final recommendation for the spooky, scary Halloween season is a young adult Southern Gothic paranormal romance that will check every single creepy crawly box that you might have on your list, and it is Civil Blood by V. Renee. That's right! Anybody found an outlet? Because I got a plug. But seriously, guys, I appreciate all the continued support for Civil Blood. This book was made for October. That's why it came out October 1st, 2018. That's right. Civil Blood, my debut novel, turns 1 in about 2 weeks. So as a birthday present to it and to me, you should buy it. It's the right thing to do. Like, I'm not here to pressure you, but it's $3 on Kindle, so, you know. Do you like witches? Check. Do you like demons? Check. Do you like possession? Double check. Do you like vampires? Birds? Florida in August? High school angst? Do you like, I don't know, cults? Then it's got it all, baby. Plus, I wrote it. Be a good friend. Okay, I'm done kissing my own ass now. I make new videos every single Wednesday, and tune in next Wednesday for my final video of September. I'm gonna go over my Q4 goals. Y'all are gonna be shook to hell. I got a lot of life updates to give you. I got a lot of news about my writing journey, my life, all that good stuff. So I will see you next Wednesday. With that, goodbye.